Welcome back to the channel. I'm Lauren Fix. This is the 2023 Hyundai IONIQ6. Now, we just got an opportunity to drive it here in Phoenix, Arizona, and I wanted to give you a first look at this vehicle. Drive impressions will be coming out in just a week or two. But in the meantime, I want to show you some of this unique styling. This slippery vehicle is 0.22 coefficient of drag. What does that mean? It means that it's really slippery. The design is super smooth and sleek, and that means that you're going to get better battery range. You'll notice the projector, LED headlights, and all those pixels, those little squares, are all around the car. It's part of the design cue. I do want to show you something that is quite unique. This is the remote control for the car. Notice the H that matches with the Hyundai H on the front of the vehicle. But if you turn it this way, you'll see that it has the lock, the unlock, the hold, and of course the horns. Turn it sideways and you have the Smart Park, which is part of their safety features, also great for parking, and a hold button to open the trunk. One of the things you'll note on the front of this car are active shutters. These active shutters open up when needed at high speeds and close when it doesn't. The idea is to keep this vehicle as slippery as possible, so it uses as little battery as necessary. This test vehicle is an all-wheel drive, and when you don't need the all-wheel drive, it disconnects the front motor so that the rear motor does all the driving, as the rear-wheel drive ones do. So there's rear-wheel drive and front-wheel drive, and this has both, so it can disconnect. Really smart. Also notice that pixel detail that is right here. So when you lock the door, you'll notice that the mirrors close and the door handles close for aerodynamics. Another detail you'll note as I approach the vehicle with the remote control is there is pixels here, or more of the squares. It's also for the lock on the door. So you touch it, that square is what's carrying through that whole theme. I love the silver details across the bottom, and this sleek design is designed like an aircraft so that you get this slippery design that actually is very similar to the concept car. 18-inch alloy wheels that have a completely different design are available in the lower trim levels. On the higher trim levels is this 20-inch alloy wheel, which rides on Pirelli P0 tires. These are 20-inch, so they're really going to be good for performance. One detail I want to point out is the winglet. This winglet, as they call it, is very unique in design. It actually has airflow underneath it as well as over the top to keep that rear end down at speed, but it has to do with aerodynamics. You'll notice that on top of the winglet, there are more pixels. That is your third brake light. It's pretty cool at night. Looking at the back of this vehicle from a design perspective, there's an additional winglet here. Got that pixelated third brake light and additional pixels here. This is your stop lights as well as your markers. And you'll see that it has a lot of the silver detail like you would see on an airplane. Really clean, really sleek. It is a very unique design, which is what Hyundai was looking for. Getting behind the wheel of this vehicle, there are two 12.3-inch screens. They have all the information you need, a large navigation, connected Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. That means you need the cord. But in addition to that, there is wireless charging, and there is tons of USB-C and USB connections. One of the unique features are these 4 dots. Now, instead of having the Hyundai logo, which we saw on the remote control, this is 4 dots. And in Morse code, 4 dots is the letter H. But watch, you change your drive modes and things change. Your drive mode button is here, and it changes. Eco, normal, sport. Also on the right side is all of your controls for audio. Left side is what you need for your highway drive assist. Drive modes are down here. In front of you, I still have it in sport mode because we were out having a little bit of fun today using up all this battery. There's a lot of unique features you can change right here by pressing the button on the upper left on the steering wheel. You can change your safety, you can get different styles. All this information is right here. In addition, you'll have paddle shifters here, but they're not for paddle shifting. They're for regenerative brakes. If you go all the way down on the left pedal and you bring it all the way down to the lowest one, it turns into a 1-pedal drive. Where is the shifter, you ask? It's right here. Just turn it for drive, for reverse, for neutral, press the end for park. Note that the window lifts are here as well. Why? Because they wanted the doors to be clean, and there is nothing on the doors. Nice and clean other than the door latch itself. That winglet right there in the European cars, that is actually the side view mirror instead of the side view mirror, which we don't have here in the US. Really clean, 2-stage ambient lighting, so you can pick what you want. Again, you can go to this screen right here. You can see a lot of different information. If you don't want any of it, you can find out what the battery life is left. We're in Scottsdale, as you can see. All this information. Radio system and stuff for the audio is Bose. One of the things with the seats is you can access it through the center screen, or you can press this button, which brings all the information up above, which is heated, or if you want to go down, cool. You can set that up, and all of your climate settings are here on the right. Lots of unique features in this vehicle. In the second row, you can seat 2 child safety seats, seats 3 adults across. The seats fold 60-40 so that you can access the trunk or if you need additional storage. Further down, there is additional charge ports here. And the second row has so much additional space because it's flat and the batteries are underneath that you're actually finding yourself in such a wonderful position for child safety seats or whatever you might want. And then there is your USB charging, USB-C, and then more storage down here. There are 3 different options that you can buy when it comes to performance. A 53 kilowatt rear-wheel drive, 240 miles of range, does 0 to 60 in 9 seconds. Or you can go with the larger battery of 77 kilowatt hours of power that goes 316 miles of range. That is rear-wheel drive, 0 to 60 times 7.4 seconds. That's 225 horsepower. Or our test vehicle with 320 horsepower, 446 pound-feet of torque. That is the all-wheel drive, 77 kilowatt hour battery pack, 0 to 60 times 5.1 seconds. And like I said, the all-wheel drive will disconnect that front motor when you don't need it. The batteries are liquid cool, charging time 18 minutes from 10 to 80%. And you can charge on the 400 volt architecture if you want, or at home you can charge it, and that's 7 hours on a level 2 charger. There's also vehicle to load charging, so you can charge devices while your vehicle is charging. Cargo space in this vehicle is a little bit smaller than that of the IONIQ 5. There's 11.2 cubic feet of storage. Like I said, the seats fold down 60-40. There is a mobility kit in case you have a flat tire. There is no spare tire. Pricing on this vehicle starts at about $41,600. Our test vehicle is a limited, it's loaded, it's all-wheel drive, and it's about $56,000. This vehicle is built in Korea, which means the $7,500 tax credit only applies if you lease the vehicle. If you purchase it, you do not get the tax credit. There will be drive impressions coming very soon, so make sure to subscribe and click that little bell for notifications so you don't miss anything. If you have additional questions, I'll be happy to answer them. Put them down in the comments below. You can support our channel by buying me a cup of coffee. The link for that is down below. It's in the description, as well as for the website, the podcast, the book, and all my social media. Thank you so much for your time, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time.